So anyway, if you think you live in a civilized society, you don't. People murder each other. People do mass murder. People are still raping women. People are still beating people to death. People are still robbing each other of everything they got. I mean, the nature of man hasn't changed. We're still, we're still good and bad. We're still good and bad, and there's good people and there's bad people, and sometimes good people do bad, sometimes bad people do good. It's who we are, and that's not going to change anytime soon. And the problem with this gun control thing is that, good guys need guns just like bad guys do. And if you make the guns illegal, you're just going to put the guns into the hands of the bad guys. And let's just say that the government was able to eliminate all the guns from everyone except themselves, right? Because the politicians will still have bodyguards with guns. I will bet anything the federal buildings will be guarded by people with guns. The president will be guarded by guns. The military will have their guns. I'll bet the people that, they drive the armored cars, I bet you they'll still have guns. Now, if you have a government that has all the guns and all the people don't have any guns at all, I think usually what happens in history is, they abuse you, right? Because what are you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do about it, buddy, huh? So, there's a famous saying that says, when the government fears the people, there's freedom, and when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. And I think that's true. And what the founding fathers tried to do, they're very smart. They understood human nature. They understood power. They understood government. And what you need to realize is the people that are in government, well, they're people too. It's not like it's like, oh, well, people in government are all good. No, they're people just like we are. And like I said, there's bad people in this world, and there's also good people, and sometimes good people do bad. And what happens is there's also another saying that says, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you take the guns out of all the good people's hands, all the citizens' hands, and only the government and the people who the government approves of, right, can have guns, then, because the government decides who's in the police force, right? It's like, oh, okay. Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah, fire him. Yeah. Okay, no more guns for you. You're not in the police force. You're not part of the government anymore. So if this government wants to go bad, they can, and who's going to oppose them? And if you're like a police officer and you oppose them, well, they're going to take your guns away. I mean, simple. And, so in other words, if the government has all the guns, what if they go bad? What are you going to do? There's no balance of power. So in other words, the people who wrote the Constitution understood there needs to be a balance of powers. It's like, okay, government has gun, people have guns. Make it a balance. Balance and separation of powers. That's why there's, three branches of government. They were trying to put all kinds of balances and countermeasures so that no one branch of government or no one person could become like a king, a dictator. What I say goes, and who's going to do anything, because if anybody messes with me, I'm going to crush them with my guys with weapons. And that's basically what happens in history. I mean, and if you also look at history, registration always leads to confiscation. Always. Always. Registration leads to confiscation. And you know, you know, they registered the guns in Germany. I think that was even before Hitler came to power. So when Hitler came to power, he knew where the guns were. He knew where they were. You know, so he took guns away from the Jews, and look how that turned out. I mean, seriously. You know, you have a bunch of government guys, right, towing the party line, and I don't know what this is about human nature, because I could never be the guy with the machine gun herding all these people on the cattle cars, taken to some camp where you don't know what's going to happen to them. Or, you know, these people with machine guns, where they actually line these people up, make them strip off their clothes, put them right by a ditch, which is their grave, and they machine gun them. Where do these people come from? But you know what? That was a government that did that. Okay? Adam Lanza, he can only take out 30 people. A government can take out 30 million people. So if you wanna weigh the risk and try and save lives, keep the guns out of the hands of the government. Keep the power to the people. Or at least have a balance. Because if you don't have that balance, things just go south quickly. And that is history, and that is human nature. And you know, if you were a slave in Rome, you couldn't own a sword. If you were a slave in the United States, you couldn't own a gun. Right? Martin Luther King applied for a concealed carry permit to carry a gun. He was denied. He was in fear for his life. Now I understand, you know, right? So here's this man that they want to hold up as a man of peace, but even he knew that having a gun would help. So, you know, and blacks were prohibited from getting guns because they were black. So do you see the power play here? Do you see how it works? The people who are in power, or the people that want to stay in power, or the people that want to gain power, they want to keep the guns, but they want to keep the guns out of the other people's hands. I mean, what in the hell do you not understand about power? And what people do with power? Are you stupid? Really? I mean, seriously. I mean, if you know, the Germans ran roughshod over Holland, over France. You know, they had a superior army. There needs to be a balance. Whenever there's this imbalance, then what happens? Well, you know, people come up with ways. Either they don't care, or they come up with a reason why they should be doing something bad to you. You know, and they call it good. You know, so and you know, it's, you don't understand human nature. You don't understand history. I mean, I don't know what I can do. If you don't understand human nature or history, I don't know how I can help you. I mean, I don't.